Hey y'all, it's Sub. Um, just a quick heads up. They did a 10 million downloads appreciation campaign. There's just basically enough missions to get another 1,000 gems. Um, not entirely sure how long that mission's gonna run. Um, just got 1,000 for logging in. That's pretty sick. Um, so we're gonna be jumping into a replay. Um, of the BA deck versus Eldlich with a little bit of spice in it. Um, just a heads up, we're up to Plat 3 so far this season. Hadn't really been slamming down games quite as hard as I was with the first season in January. But I feel like we'll hit Plat 1 relatively easily. I do feel like the quality of player has definitely gone up. The games seem to be a good bit harder and more competitive, at least. You still kind of run into the people that playing the jank OTK, Grenmaju, Utopic, Numeron. Numeron's been popping up a few times so far. Um, but it's also nice to have variety because I'm honestly tired of Eldlich, Leerlusk, Zoo, Drytron, Draco. It gets real stale after a while. Um, but with that being said, they actually wiped the match history today. Not really sure if they intended to do that, but luckily I cleared my replays and saved a couple of games that I found interesting. Um, but this one's gonna be against Eldlich. And it it's definitely spicy. Um, One wild tech card that I didn't expect. Also, Peep, the Beautiful Desires. So this is the tech card. Dimensional Fissures are really interesting. Luckily against our deck, it's not that crazy because you can play under Dimensional Fissure with your XZs. Um, and it's some weird ruling, I believe, with monsters that are attached aren't considered monsters; they're considered material, which makes little to no sense. But basically, you can detach and the card's not banished. But this is very spicy. It really hurts any Leerlust deck or anything like your typical meta decks. Luckily, it just does not affect us. So he's gonna use Cursed Eldland to search a conk and set 3, combos. We draw Scarm for turn, and we just special. We're trying to bait out like a skill drain or anything like that. So we ended up getting the Hawk Arrow. But we're just gonna go into Fortune Tune here, and then we're gonna normal summon our tour guide. The Fortune Tune's pretty cool. They really only have one way to out it, and if they do, I just cycle it and the materials back. But under Dimensional Fissure, it actually doesn't get that effect, um, which is obviously unfortunate. But it's gonna take them using another Halkiro to get rid of this, and I'll gladly trade this card for Halkiro all day, every day. Also, Golden Lord can send it, um, which is unfortunate. But I believe under Dimensional Fissure, he wouldn't actually be able to send it to the graveyard because it can't technically go to the graveyard, and I do believe Golden Lord says send to graveyard. So it's a little interesting interaction worth looking up. We're going to go into the graph, and this is just to be able to do things next turn. And we're sitting on the strike, so we've got the strike for the Golden Lord. I actually bumped the audio down here. Alright, there we go. So he's going to Link Spider, Secure Gardener, and passes. Then he's gonna get Sanguine. We rip into another strike. We're gonna gain 500 off of Fortune. So at this point, we're expecting a skill drain. Never get it. Turned out to be IO. So now we're just going to get a bunch of effects here. He's going to get Cursed Eldland. And during the end phase, he's also going to get his trap. Unfortunately, they do have the max C, but we really don't care at this point. We've kind of did what we needed to do. Next turn, they're going to have a whopping 6 cards to play with, and they're going to have to play through Strike. So not too worried there. And, of course, they have the Feather Duster instead. So we equip onto our Zeus. And we actually equipped King Backjack there. So when he sends Zeus to the grave, we'll at least get Backjack stack. I can't really remember what other cards we set, but we did set that evenly. Go into it in the battle phase. Go +3. Now they're sitting on 2 cards. They are short 1 Golden Lord now. So now we Tour Guide, we get skill drained. Unfortunate, but is what it is. Scarlet Sanguine comes out. Now we're hitting the 3rd Golden Lord. So at this point, if you have Called By or you have Dynamiscus, it's pretty much a game for them. They're not going to play without multiple Golden Lords. And in this scenario, we just make Dante. Then we go into Beatrice. We get our Seer, bring back our Dante. Make a second Beatrice. Grass gonna summon Seer. So we're getting a bunch of effects. We get Beatrice, chain block with Dante. Even though they really don't have anything to chain, it's always good to practice. We're gonna add the Farfa. We're gonna go into the Pilgrim. And Seer swings for game. You run into a lot of scenarios here where you're playing against Eldlich for this deck, and they'll have the Golden Lord in attack position, and Beatrice is 2,500, so you just crash and you get the Pilgrim out for free. And then even though if you're playing under skill drain or whatever, Pilgrim can still pitch cards to either gain an advantage or deal with a problem card. You can pitch a Farfa off of it, even though you don't draw, you still get the Farfa banish. Same, you pitch Seer, you can bring back a Dante or something along those lines. But yeah, BA best deck.